Hey Siri, pause. Craig was not a fan of Flic buttons in the beginning. Now he thinks they are a must-have for your smart home.
I do think they are a must-have for the smart home. They're just so easy to use. I got 3 actions per button, using it with HomeKit and using it with Alexa. They're great. I love them. Let's talk about what all they do. Flic sent me out the starter kit about a year ago. And on Flic's website, they say you can control anything with a push. Well, after using them, I was not happy with them and really didn't like them. I felt like they were a tech geek's toy that was too limited on integration with a lot of smart apps, device apps. So I didn't even use them. They sat in a box and just really had no desire to use them. And then HomeKit support came out in December of 2020. And I love these. I love them for their simplicity and the possibilities in the smart home. You can control 3 actions with each of these buttons. Now, the same option you could do with HomeKit is available with routines. So there's so many possibilities and things to do with these buttons. I can't wait to be done with this video so I can finally put these buttons elsewhere. I've kept them out so that I can make this video someday. But now they're going to get put to use. If you want to learn more about the Flic buttons, check out the link in the description. If you decide to buy some, because they are on sale right now, if you use that link and the promo code CTT10, you'll get an additional 10% off the order. Which great price right now, so I jump on that if you're interested. Also, Flic is doing a giveaway of the 3-pack buttons to 10 lucky viewers. You will have to go visit a fellow smart home tech YouTuber that I want to recognize. You then will share some love with this YouTuber using the hashtag #ShareTheLove in the comments. To see who this content creator is that you got to go visit and to get the rest of the details to enter, stay to the end. This doesn't even require leaving YouTube to enter, which is nice. No giving your email out either. So why buy these buttons? What makes them so impressive now? The thing that makes these so great is that they can trigger Alexa routines or HomeKit scenes. Each button can trigger 3 different actions. $29 for a 3-action button is a really good price. There's not a lot of choices out there to do stuff like this. In here, the Flic button is used for 3 different scenes. A single press is the lights off, which include any office working lighting I'm using and the scenic set lighting. A double press brings up my normal office work light, which is only like 3 lamps, and a long press turns on the video look that you see. These are very easy to set up and use both within Alexa and HomeKit. All the real work and setup is done within these apps that you might already know. This just becomes a trigger for routines and scenes. Let's look at the setup in both the Alexa and HomeKit app. Note that these do need a hub in order to talk to these devices. The starter kit that's down below has the hub and 3 buttons. You can also order additional buttons or one of the bigger packages that will save you a lot per button. To set up Flic to work with your smart assistant, you need to plug in the power and Ethernet cable to the Flic hub. Then you'll need to download the Flic app onto your mobile device. And here is how to set up the Flic hub, add buttons, and set them up for Alexa and HomeKit. Open up the app. You would create a Flic account that you would sign into. Then you would be at this screen here. Let's add a hub. And since this is sharing the same network as my other devices over Ethernet, I see it right there. I can add the hub. You'll enter the password that you'll find on the Flic hub. Once you enter your password, you'll wait for it to connect. The hub's installed, and this is what the app looks like. There's not much to it. If we click on the hub, it'll connect, and here is where we're going to add Flic buttons. And at the bottom next to the plus sign, it says add Flic to hub. So we want to add some buttons. You'll take one of the Flic buttons and you'll hold it until it connects. And there's a button that connected. Finish. And that's it. That's a Flic button. From here, you can add additional Flic buttons by just hitting the plus sign. If you click on one of your Flic buttons, you're going to see that you can add a name to it, and you can assign individual options to it by hitting the plus sign and selecting different services that you might want to connect to directly. For now, we're going to make this one a HomeKit enabled one. If you want to do that, you would hit the switch, and it says adding this Flic to HomeKit will delete any other actions already configured. That means if any of the actions that you had created on the buttons using the plus sign, it would get rid of them. We want to add that. I'll give it a new name, but this is ready for HomeKit use now. You would go through the same process to set it up to work with Alexa, except you don't change the button to work exclusively with Alexa. You can use other direct app connections too. It's been discovered and it's done. It's so easy. Now we'll click on this. I'll give it a new name. From here, since it doesn't dedicate the button just to Alexa, you would pick which options you want by hitting the plus sign. Now when setting up actions on buttons, you'll see many different apps to integrate with. With most of them, you have additional settings that you can do within those particular apps. Now when you assign a button to Alexa or HomeKit, it is only acting as a trigger button for those apps. And right on top is trigger Alexa routine. Now I've selected that to add as a trigger. You can also pick non-Alexa apps that can be stacked and triggered at the same time as a button press. With HomeKit, the button becomes dedicated only to HomeKit, and you have the 3 button presses that can only activate HomeKit scenes at that point. If I go in, I can add this as something else, an HTTP request, and we'll add this one as a trigger also. Now that the buttons are ready, we need to use them in the Alexa and Home app. Now to use it with Alexa, you need to go into the app, go to the bottom, hit More, go to Skills and Games. You're going to have to go into the Alexa skill store and enable the Flic skill. Search for Flic. And you need the Flic skill so that these buttons will act like any other smart device. So enable to use, you will need to link your Flic account. My Flic account has been successfully linked. Now these will show up as devices. So yes, I wanted to discover the devices. This could take a bit. It says no devices found. I have found that whenever I enable a new skill, if you click discover new devices, usually finds nothing but the device has already been added. We'll close that out. Now if we go down to More, go to Routines, hit plus, and then choose when this happens. If we go under Smart Home, we got some new options here. On top you see the Flic button there, and it says click next to it because that's a single click. I put the double click on a different action not related to this so it doesn't show, and then the third action is showing that it's a hold, so you know which one you're assigning. So if we hit click, now when I press that button, I have my whole list of actions that I can automate with this. So there's so much you can now do with the push of a button. The flexibility with Alexa routines offers a lot. One of these could go in the kitchen and let people know dinner is ready, like this.
Come on down to eat. Food is ready.
And maybe they don't come down right away, so you could give them another little announcement.
Seriously, get down here. Food is getting cold.
Now you're starting to lose patience with them, so you gotta get their attention. So
get your butt down here, now. Don't make me come up there.
Do you really want to see an echo come up there? I don't. So that was just a silly little thing, but maybe you do use it to start a morning routine, which I'll talk about one that I thought would be kind of funny in a little bit. Now, there isn't much in the way of setup to use Flic with HomeKit. Since the buttons are switched to be connected to HomeKit, they're automatically added as a trigger device. With the Home app, you don't have to enable anything. You just open it up. Here is My Home and the favorite scenes and accessories. If you scroll down, it adds new items as a favorite automatically. There is the Office Flic. If I hold on it, I could change the name to HomeKit Flic. It's sitting in my office right now. And then I have the 3 button presses that I could use. So in this case, for the single button press, I want to turn this office off. So office off. Done. I can test it if I want, but I'll hit done. For double press, I want it to turn my office on for some work lights. I can test it. For the long press, I can have it go to my blue video look, hit next, and you'll see there too that there's a turn off option. Accessories turned on by this automation will not be turned off. You can change that and you could decide how long you want it to stay on, which is great if you want something to automatically trigger itself. So those are my 3 button presses. If I added additional Flic buttons, they would show up here. That's it, nice and easy. It really is just triggering scenes and accessories. Also under the scene or accessory option, you can pick a HomePod, and from there you can pick a type of music that it'll start playing. You can have it just start or stop music, pick a radio station. A lot of great audio controls there. With a click, I can make the buttons drop down low, start playing some smooth jazz, make the wife walks in. I try to look cool. She starts laughing. And she says, not tonight. Then I double press it and it turns off the music. All lights turn on. And Alexa says, maybe next time, champ. Though you don't have all the features as Alexa routines. For my purposes of triggering scenes, I'm impressed. That's what I want it for. I want to set the state of my house. So really, it's only going to be scenes for me that I really want. I don't use the flash briefings and a lot of other stuff that you may want to trigger through the Echo, but it's there and you can use your imagination with this stuff. In my experience, the Flic buttons are very convenient and useful. I don't think voice is always the most convenient option. When you use motion sensors and other options, there's not always a good off option in there. So having a button really is great. The fact that 3 different actions can happen make them even more useful. I want to put one next to the door that turns off lights that I want, maybe turns on some other lights, or music playing to sound like someone's home, and then arms the alarm. All of this is possible with Alexa or with HomeKit. Now, when I walk back in, I can do a double tap on the same button to put the house in a home state for us. This other one I'm going to use at the base of my stairs. I want a single button press in the morning that turns on the living room lights that we like in the morning and turns on the kitchen. Then a double press at night to turn off everything on the way up to go to bed. And then long press for entertainment lighting to sit down and watch a movie. There are really a lot of possibilities. A lot of it's going to come down to your imagination, especially with these Flic buttons and some of their more advanced functions that are outside of it. So if you do use Alexa in the Echo, you can stack some other functionality that really is great. Now, another option to trigger a single routine is a motion sensor, but with that motion sensor, you need to either have them automatically turn off or require a voice command. These can give you that physical control so you don't have to wait for the delay of voice or have to speak at a time that's not convenient. These also could be a good button to have for routines to maybe help with the family waking up in the morning. Have a single press that triggers a routine saying it's time to wake up. If they don't give it up, double press triggers morning torture mode that opens the smart blinds, turns on the lights, starts music playing that they hate, and then a long press deactivates morning torture mode. So many possibilities with these. Now, HomeKit and Alexa support is the most important feature to me of these, but you still can do so much more with them. You can pair them with your computer to control certain apps. You can pair them with your phone to trigger something like the shutter on your phone. So maybe you take a picture and you want a remote shutter. Check them out. You can find out so much more in the description. I can definitely recommend these now. Before, it just didn't do enough for me. Now it's time to talk about that drawing. Flic is holding a giveaway to help encourage selfless positivity using the hashtag #ShareTheLove. The folks at Flic created this giveaway to have creators recognize other creators that they look up to, they respect, or they just really appreciate overall what they're doing. And the creator I'd like to recognize is Brian from Automate Your Life. The man is a very knowledgeable, hardworking creator who has made a lot of helpful videos. If you want to enter this drawing, go watch one of his videos. Leave a comment for Brian with the hashtag #ShareTheLove and leave a comment on this video sharing that you left Brian a comment so you can let us know what you said to Brian that was so nice. Then Flic will pick 10 winners out of the comments for a 3-pack of Flic buttons valued at $79.99. The winner will be picked from the comments and will be replied to by Flic, letting them know that they won. Giveaways will be shipped in April and can be shipped worldwide. Taxes may occur depending on what country you're in. Last, the winners will be picked within a week of this video being published. So go show Brian at Automate Your Life some love. His link is in the description. And if you want to enter, don't forget the hashtag share the love. Now the question for this video is, do you see Flic buttons or any other button as a useful addition to your smart home? Let us know in the comment section. Now, if you made it this far, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps it get recommended to more people. Next, make sure to check out this video over here for some more smart home information. That's some good stuff over there. I'm not just saying it because I made it. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. Bye.